Good evening.
Good morning.
What? Welcome back.
Welcome back
This
to
is
Story Not Story. Oh yeah, I don't remember the theme song again.
Well, you messed it up pretty hard last time, so I think we need to take a week off and rehearse.
Well, week off on the theme song, you guys.
Yeah.
But it's also Saturday, not Friday.
Yeah. We're thinking maybe 2 times now this has happened that the podcast hasn't come out on Friday like it's supposed to. Yeah. Should we move it to Saturday permanently?
Maybe we should.
Will that make us not be late anymore?
We have crazy lifestyles. You hear the kind of stories we tell. That's the kind of lives we live.
Yeah.
And so we're at VidCon right now, a big video conference. I know this is audio and you don't understand video, but it's a thing. And you know, we just had a busy time.
Life is hard, guys.
Yeah. So, anyway, enough of that. We should tell stories.
Should we?
Yeah.
Is that what this podcast is about?
It's totally about that.
Okay. Well, I think that you should go first because of some arbitrary reason.
Oh, yeah?
I am not even going to bother to flesh out. I just think you should go first.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you a suggestion for a story?
Yeah.
From one of our listeners?
Yes.
So Katie Tran says, how about a story where the Grim Reaper goes hunting for a part-time job for some reason?
Okay.
She also signed off Memento Mori, which you don't really listen to Dear Hank and John that much.
I don't that much. I'm shamefully.
It's become a thing on their podcast to sign off the listener questions. That their sign off is often Memento Mori, which is something like remember that you must die.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I guess that makes sense for this story about a Grim Reaper.
Brings you right back down to earth.
Sure does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you ready for this story?
No.
Okay. I will wait.
Okay, I'm ready now.
Okay, you're ready? Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I just had to get ready.
Yeah, you literally did nothing. You looked off to the side.
I had to look off to the side pensively to prepare.
Okay.
Something, death.
Fine. Here's my story, okay?
Okay.
So...
Can't wait. So excited.
The Grim Reaper, right?
Uh-huh.
You've heard of him?
Just now. It's the first time.
The Grim Reaper is this being, if you will, that goes around and chooses who dies and takes them into the underworld.
What?
Or the overworld. Where they take them is a little bit of a mystery.
Sure.
But it's a fact that the Grim Reaper exists.
They got took, though.
They got took.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Modern medical science is getting real good. Plus, there ain't a lot of money in, killing people. Well, there is, but
the Grim Reaper does not work for hire.
Well, he does figure out ways to monetize. He has to figure out ways to monetize.
Does he put ads on his kills?
He works with various third parties.
Okay.
And
like
different
brand deals?
Sometimes it's brand deals.
Yeah. Like maybe he's sponsored by like an axe company, and so instead of using his like blade thing,
not the body
axe
spray.
Yeah, Axe body spray.
No.
Maybe.
It's possible.
Maybe once.
I once did an ad for Axe body spray.
You did?
Yeah.
I had forgotten all about that.
You forgot, and you lived with me at the time.
Yeah.
Do you watch what I do? Do you know what I do?
Who are you?
So, the Grim Reaper.
Modern medical science.
Yes. The Grim Reaper is, going around killing people. Mm-hmm. The money's just not there, and there's not a lot of people dying as much. Like, death rates are going down.
Plummeting.
Yeah, I wouldn't say plummeting, but...
Plummeting.
Are you telling the story? Or...
No, you are.
Yeah. Well...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well... Listen, the Grim Reaper now needs to look for another job.
Sure.
For some reason, and that reason is he's not making the monies.
Yeah, because his attempts to kill people are being thwarted by science, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. Here's another problem. Every time he touches someone, they die.
Oh, no.
So he needs to get a job where he's not touching people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, like, cashier job, because you could accidentally brush someone's hand.
Yes.
And then they just keel over.
Yes. And so his first job as a hand masseuse didn't go very well.
No.
No. Or just a masseuse in general.
A hand masseuse specifically.
Yeah.
Yes. Excuse me, sir. Could you massage my feet?
I was thinking he used his hands to give a massage, as he's a hand masseuse.
As opposed to all those masseurs who use all their other body parts to give massages.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that didn't go over well. I don't even want to get into that, really. No. So he had to get a job where he was wearing gloves and not really touching being near people.
If the Grim Reaper wears gloves and touches you, does that negate the effects of the Grim Reaper? Like, you won't die because the Grim Reaper was wearing gloves?
Yeah, you won't die. It's got to be his bare hand.
Okay.
Not like a bear's hand. Not like an animal, the bear, either.
So
just
the Grim
to avoid
Reaper
that confusion.
has the hands of a bear.
No.
Bear.
No, I knew you were going to be confused by that. No. Listen.
Uh-huh.
A bear, not a bear's hand.
Okay.
Like his hands are out open in the air.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. It's good, though, because he's got all that fur on his bare hands.
No.
So they won't get cold.
Moving on.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just so dumb.
Yeah, you're dumb. No, you're not dumb. I'm just kidding.
I can't believe you said I was dumb.
So naturally,
right.
He tries to become a baseball player. Because baseball players wear a baseball glove.
They do wear a glove.
Yeah, but then you can also wear a glove on your other hand. Like
two baseball gloves?
Like a batting glove.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But while you're, like, playing, like a defensive position?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
I mean, well, turns out that's true. And so he wasn't able to be a baseball player.
Oh, no.
He wanted to just be a hitter.
Right.
But they wouldn't allow that.
Yeah, he must have been playing in I can't remember if it's the American League or the National League where you're not allowed to have a designated hitter. It's one of them.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, it is. Is it? Really?
Yeah.
One of the leagues you're not allowed to
to just have someone on your team who's just a hitter who doesn't play in the outfield. Last year, Kyle Schwarber, he plays for the Cubs. Mm-hmm. He was their designated hitter because he got injured.
Yeah.
And he couldn't play his position.
Because it's like the American League. I didn't realize they had that different of rules.
I think so.
What?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that just be all of baseball then?
No. I think there's different rules for the National versus the American League.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
That is probably the most important thing you will learn in today's podcast.
Yeah, we should probably confirm that at some point.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Okay. So baseball not working out for the Grim Reaper.
Not really working out. Football, also bare hands. He looked into it. Yeah, not working out.
Don't some of them wear gloves?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to be one of those guys.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, say the Grim Reaper is wearing gloves.
Yeah.
But like his arms aren't covered by anything and he like brushes someone with his arm. Does it have to be his hand that touches the person to kill them?
Nope.
Or like could his just bare arm?
Any part of his body.
Any skin.
Except for his knee, his right knee. He can touch things with his right knee.
Okay, that's not very useful.
People with his right knee. He tried to be a knee masseuse, a right knee masseuse.
Sure.
But that was just awkward. People did not like his style.
Yeah.
Also, some of them accidentally got touched and died.
Oh,
but,
no.
Yeah. So.
What did he try next?
He tried being a YouTuber. Because you can do that by yourself at home.
Absolutely. How did that go?
It didn't go that well because he had to scale up production because YouTube's getting hard to find an audience.
Yeah, if you weren't back in the game early.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And so to scale up production, he had to hire people. And
I see where this is going.
Dead. Super dead.
Dead.
Yeah. And so
he's like the Oprah of death. You get to die, and you get to die, and you get to die. You all get to die.
Yeah, he tried that too. He tried a talk show.
Yeah. Because
he scaled it up really far.
Sure.
YouTube, but people just kept dying, and it got really annoying. So, so he had to come up with he had to find a job where he wasn't going to touch people.
Yeah.
And he figured out that job
is
a deep sea diver.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
He can wear scuba gear the whole time.
The whole time, all over.
Yeah.
What?
And he's already used to being down in deep places, like hell.
HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah, HE double hockey sticks.
What?
Also, yeah, you didn't have to spell it because I said it, but.
Yeah. Also, double hockey sticks. That's not letters.
Well, it is.
I just spelled he and then put 2 items after it.
That's a good point. And I mean, they're kind of shaped like an L, but also they're kind of shaped like a bent L.
Yeah.
It's not like a perfect square.
Right.
So it's not really even. If you want it, you could HE double bent hockey sticks would be a better way to say it.
Yeah.
But then it sounds like you're bending them double the amount of time, which that's not what I mean.
That's not true.
Yeah.
HE double incorrectly manufactured hockey sticks that are at a right angle.
Exactly. But even then, they're not letters. Those are hockey sticks.
They're hockey sticks.
Okay. So
moving on.
So he becomes a deep sea diver. And who he basically works for hire for like National Geographic or scientists who are doing research. You know, sometimes he takes down a camera. Sometimes he has to try to capture sharks and stuff.
With his bare hands?
No, his hands are covered.
Okay.
And he doesn't have bare hands.
I'm still confused about the bare hands thing, but we can get back to it.
So anyway, he's making pretty good money.
Yeah.
In fact, he's really enjoying. He's discovering that he's enjoying not having people die around him all the time.
Yeah.
He thought that was, at first he thought he liked that, but then once it stopped happening, he realized how much of a bummer it kind of is.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And so he tried to start making it his full-time job.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's a problem, because sometimes peeps need to die, you know?
Yeah, that's what I always say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, you know, if you're a convict going to the electric chair, and
oh yeah, you wouldn't want to be in the electric chair and just not die.
Yeah, and that was happening.
They would just like keep electrocuting you forever.
Yeah. Or, you know, some people feel like their time here is done.
Sure.
I'm not saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're old, they've been around, they've experienced everything, and now they're just letting life pass them by. Right. And then it just kind of goes on, and then they get kind of bored. Right. And overpopulation.
That's not great.
No, it's not great, and it's going to transform the entire economy. It's going to be rough.
Yeah. So some might say that the Grim Reaper has a duty to.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's part of life.
Yeah.
It's part of life.
Yeah. Death and taxes.
Yeah. I didn't mean to get so dark with a story about Grim Reaper, but
sure.
It's what's happening.
Seems kind of unavoidable.
Yeah. So people just stopped dying, and they had to figure out a way to keep, you know, because there are all these people alive, you know, a lot of jobs are required to maintain them. So the economy kind of does pretty well. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of people who need jobs, and you have a lot of people who can do the jobs because a lot of people are alive. Although aging people still age, like their bodies still age, and so they're a little weak.
So they get to a point where they're not useful in like serving the economy anymore. Right. They're just a drain on it.
Yeah,
and they're just not dying.
Yeah. Yes.
Darn those people.
But wouldn't you know it, robots. They make robots to help them, help the older people.
Okay, bet you were gonna say they make robots to kill them.
No, they can't. People.
So even if someone like gets into an accident or whatever, mm-hmm. let's say. Yeah. Or someone tries to like murder someone, the mm-hmm. Grim Reaper has to show up all the time and actually
there's some
the actual killing.
No. There's some ins and outs and some what have yous about dying. Some specific rules. Like I don't want to go into all of it, but like in certain cases people will die just because physically their body can't continue.
Okay.
But
But a lot fewer people are dying because the Grim Reaper is deep sea diving.
Right. And certain diseases that we diagnose and in society we assume are diseases killing people. Sometimes those diseases are Mr. Grim Reaper.
Mr. Reaper.
Like he's nearby and hanging out a lot, and so it appears to be a disease to us.
Okay. And
so when he's gone, like a lot of diseases just aren't a thing anymore.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
It's nice, but it changes society quite a bit.
There's pros and cons. Yeah. Nothing is black and white.
Right. And that's the end of the story.
Wow. That's a cliffhanger if I've ever heard one.
It's not, though. People just live a lot longer, and they figure it out eventually. They just
figure it out.
Transition. It's a big transition. They figure it out. He's a deep-sea diver. National Geographic gets some good footage.
I'm sure. Well, is the Grim Reaper alive at all? Or is he, like, sort of a non-living being? Because I'm thinking if he's not physically alive, then couldn't he dive deeper than like people physically can? Because like with humans, when you dive to a certain depth, like the pressure would kill you or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But he can just go.
Yeah, he can.
So like they're getting like unprecedented footage and pictures and stuff.
Exactly. He's he doesn't even need scuba gear, really.
Whoa.
He just go down there.
Whoa.
Yeah. Here's the epilogue though.
Oh no.
Yeah. One day he got a little too close to a shark. Shark ate him.
Can the shark do that?
Mm-hmm. Eat the Grim Reaper?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now wouldn't the Grim Reaper's flesh touch the shark when the shark was eating?
It doesn't work with animals. That's a whole different...
How do animals die?
That's a whole different Reaper. It's a whole different Reaper. Yeah. That's the
Technically, humans are animals.
It's a different Reaper, okay?
Okay.
Yes, they're animals, but they're a different kind of... They're just a different species.
Okay, you know? I'm not going to question it.
They're a different genus.
Any more than I already have.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But it's not... That Reaper is the Groom Reaper. That's what
the...
Yeah.
Because sometimes animals need to be groomed.
Yeah, the Groom Reaper, exactly. Uh-huh. He calls it grooming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that is creepy.
Yeah.
It's dark.
That's a whole nother story. But he gets eaten. The Grim Reaper does, and then you know what happens when the Grim Reaper? Because the Grim Reaper can actually die. And you know what happens?
No.
A new Reaper replaces him.
Oh, it's like the Slayer.
It's like the Slayer in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yes.
Yeah.
So then it all goes back to the way it was.
Wow. Humans must be very confused because like there was this sort of abatement of death, and then all of a sudden it just picks right back up.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're kind of bummed about it because they were getting used to living a long time,
and like diseases return and stuff.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not
pretty
great.
bad. But hey, maybe you could tell a better story, a happier story.
I like your story.
Yeah, it's not a bad story.
It wasn't pleasant though.
No.
Okay.
And it was called the many jobs of the Grim Reaper.
Great.
The many jobs of the Grim Reaper, great. Yeah, that's the story.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
You done?
I am done.
All right.
Do you want to tell a story?
I'm good.
Oh, you don't want to tell a story?
Oh wait, no. Yeah, I do want to tell a story.
Well, good, because it's kind of like what we want.
That's kind of the whole podcast.
Kind of the whole point of this.
We just go back and forth.
Yeah.
We each tell one.
Yes.
Yeah. So, maybe one week you'll tell 2 stories and I won't have to do anything. And then the next week, I still won't have to do anything. I can just listen to you tell me stories.
You're telling quite a story right now, that's for sure.
Oh.
Quite a tale. But that doesn't count as your story today.
Okay, anyway, tell me what my story is going to be about.
Your story today comes from Ben. Who sent us an email at storynotstorypodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, if anybody else wants to send us an email and suggest stories, that's the place to do it. If you email a different email address, we likely won't get it.
Yeah. Also, another fun fact, we are broadcasting live as we record this.
Oh, yeah.
On younow.com/wheezywaiter.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've done that.
And maybe we'll do it again in the future.
Maybe we'll continue doing it all the time.
Maybe.
Maybe
we'll never do it again.
Depends on if I feel like putting clothes on when we do this.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Craig likes to be naked a lot.
Okay, now we're getting a little racy. Okay. All right. So, Ben says, I have a little girl named Flora. She's almost 3 and she loves when I tell her stories, so I think she'll love it if you can tell her a story. She says she's a princess and she loves to eat popcorn, especially kettle corn. Can you tell us a story about a princess named Flora who loves popcorn? I will have her listen.
All right.
Much love, Ben. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. That was a much less depressing sign-off than the previous one.
It sure was.
It was love and...
It was very opposite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's stop talking about death now because we're going to have a little girl listening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ben, it is safe to have your daughter start listening now.
Mm-hmm. Can't guarantee that, though, actually. We don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know what's going to happen. You might want to pre-screen this, Ben.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Craig, have you ever heard the tale of Flora, the princess who loved popcorn, especially kettle corn?
I've heard talk of this story.
So this is your first time hearing this.
You hearing the story?
Yeah.
Definitely.
This is going to be...
I can guarantee you I've never heard this story. I can guarantee it.
Really?
Yeah.
How can you be so sure?
Okay, well, let's find out. Let's just go ahead. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just be crazy.
Okay, let's just do the story.
Let's just do the story.
Okay.
Well, once upon a time,
yeah,
there was a princess named Flora.
Okay.
And she was the apple of her mother and father's eye.
Uh-huh.
She was a very good princess.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
And as such, she frequently sorry, I'm having a very hard time catching the thread here.
Oh.
She was just such a good princess, and she was so well behaved and kind and loving toward other people.
Yeah.
That she earned treats and rewards all the time. And her very, very, very favorite treat in all the world was popcorn.
Whoa.
Especially that of the kettle corn variety.
I actually kind of saw that coming.
You did?
Yeah.
Was it because of the title of the story?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I gave away. I gave it all away. Yeah. Well, one day, Flora comes in from going around the kingdom and giving flowers to everyone to make their day brighter and happier.
Yeah.
And she says, Mom and Dad, could I please have some kettle corn? I've had a very long day brightening people's lives, and I'm hungry.
She went around brightening people's lives?
Yeah.
Like how so?
She would just talk to them and be their friend and give them flowers and make them happy. They were
Can you give me an example, like an interaction?
I'm pretty sure that that was kind of an example. So for example, she walked up to old Mrs. Butterworth.
Mrs. Butterworth
lives in this kingdom. Yeah.
Was this is this Mrs. Butterworth? Is this like the model that they modeled the syrup after, or is she actually just a bottle of syrup?
She is a living personified bottle of syrup.
Oh my God. This is a crazy world.
This is a magical world.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also have Smokey the Bear living there.
No. What is it with you and bears today?
I just want to... Can we just talk about bear arms again? I'm just still so confused. No. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, for example, she went to Mrs. Butterworth's and she asked her how her day was going, and she talked to her, and Flora was a very good listener, and people loved to talk to her.
Was anything going wrong with Mrs. Butterworth?
Well, she was having some aches and pains in various parts of her plastic bottle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And Flora comforted her and suggested some home remedies and told her about a good chiropractor that she could go see.
Oh, she knows about the chiropractor in town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then she gave her a flower.
So she's kind of like a personal assistant in a way.
She's just like a really helpful, friendly person.
Okay.
And she knows a lot of stuff.
How? She's a little girl, right?
Yeah, but she's like super advanced for her age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Like, how did she learn this stuff? Like,
the internet.
Okay.
And her father, King Ben, is also a big proponent of education.
Okay.
And so they learn a lot of things together, and they do experiments and they research stuff.
So she's kind of homeschooled?
Sure.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she's probably too young to be in school.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, how old is she?
She's 3.
She's 3 years old.
She's 3 years old.
And she's able to help a giant syrup lady?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. At 3 years old.
A giant syrup lady.
I don't even know, like, what can babies even walk at that age?
Oh, you're going to learn so much. It's a magical world. There's a giant living talking syrup lady.
Uh-huh.
So 3-year-olds can walk and talk and know all of this stuff.
What is this world?
It's the kingdom of
Hamfort. Oh yeah. Okay.
Den.
Hamforton. See, I don't know what that one is. I know about Hamfort, but Hamforton?
Yeah.
Hamforton.
Yeah.
Like Hamforton or Hamforden?
Hamfortden.
Hamfortden.
Yeah.
Hamfortden. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to make it really complicated to pronounce and spell.
Is it so it's a DT? Or no, a TD?
Yes.
Yeah, Hamfortden.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was it a nice place?
It's wonderful.
Magical?
It's magical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there are wildflowers everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so she'll go around and picking those and taking them around the town and giving them to people.
Nice.
To brighten their days.
That's good, but if there's wildflowers everywhere, why can't they just pick them themselves?
They can, but it feels nice to have someone give you a flower. It shows that they were thinking about you and that they cared about you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
So anyway, can we get back to the crux of the story here?
Oh, sure, yes.
Yeah. So she had a really long day and she went back home to the castle and she asked her parents if she could have a delicious treat of some kettle corn. And they had some pretty bad news.
What?
I'm gonna tell you.
What's the news?
It's not.
What?
It's not great.
Tell me it. What?
I'm scared to tell you. You're gonna be so disappointed. As was Flora, because the kingdom was going through a popcorn shortage.
No!
There was no popcorn to be had.
That's terrible.
In all of Hamfortden.
Oh.
And even Hamfort didn't have any.
Do they have ham in Hamforton? This is a side question.
It's mostly a beef industry.
Okay, that's a weirdly named place then.
Yeah.
I guess names of places don't always correlate with what the place is, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So anyway, why is there a popcorn shortage?
Well, the thing is that where they grow the corn for popping, because they don't grow popping corn in Hamforton.
Okay.
There's trade between the different kingdoms, and the kingdom where they grow the popcorn was suffering from a plague of sorts.
Oh.
All the workers, all the people the farmers had come down with this illness and they were just out of commission. It wasn't like nobody died or anything.
So it was just like kind of like a cold?
No, I mean, they were really sick. They were in bed it was like, what's that one that like takes a long time to get over?
Mono.
Mono.
They all had mono?
They all had mono.
Oh, I had mono.
Yeah, it's not great.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Have you had mono?
No, I haven't had mono.
Lucky you.
I know.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And they all had it?
Yeah.
This is a sad story.
So the crops never got planted, and the few that did get planted weren't able to be harvested because everybody was just so sick. And And hearing about this, Flora was disappointed, but she didn't let it get her down. And she thought, you know what these people need? They need someone to come and brighten their day.
Yeah.
So she set out on a quest.
Okay.
Across the kingdoms. By herself at 3 years old.
Without even getting popcorn.
Without even getting popcorn. Wow. She brought some other snacks with her to sustain her.
Okay, like what?
Like higher calorie stuff. Popcorn is really just good for a snack. You can't like live off of it. So like apples and peanut butter and.
That's not good travel food.
Hard boiled eggs.
Because that isn't either. Because it's messy. It's like really, you gotta peel the hard boiled egg, or you gotta get the peanut butter onto the apple, and
you could just take a bite of the apple and a bite of peanut butter. You don't usually do that. You usually cut the apple up and spread the peanut butter on it. Yeah,
bite of peanut butter and a bite. That's just, ugh.
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, Craig.
Okay, I understand. And she's resourceful in that way, I guess.
She absolutely is.
Okay.
And jerky and things.
She's jerky?
No.
Oh.
She brought jerky.
Okay.
So I was trying to think of something that travels better and that isn't messy.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So anyway, she sets off on her horse across the kingdoms.
Is it a mighty steed?
It's kind of mighty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mildly mighty steed.
Yeah.
Is it a steed?
Yes.
What's the difference between a steed and a horse?
Yes.
Okay.
There is one.
All right.
Probably.
I don't know.
There's not one.
I don't know.
There might be one.
Maybe. Yes.
We'll see.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Now we're just stalling, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So she sets off and she arrives at the kingdom of... I never named the kingdom where they grow the popcorn. So that kingdom is obviously called...
Kettleburg?
Yeah, how did you know?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
You've heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think you have heard this story before. You just maybe don't remember.
No, I just heard of Kettleburg.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's a real place that exists in the world.
Yep. Nope. Moving on. So she arrives at Kettleburg and crosses into through the gates, and it's pretty quiet throughout the town. Mono makes you real tired. You're at home.
Yeah.
You get I had my lymph nodes swelled up big time.
Yeah.
I couldn't swallow. I had to eat like soup, and even that hurt to swallow. It was terrible.
How long did you feel crappy?
About a month.
Oh no. Yeah, it lasts for a while. So you can see why this was so devastating to this town. And so Flora, she spent the entire next week from sunrise to sunset going to each individual house and checking in on every single person and helping them to eat soup. Because, soup is it's good. And bringing of gifts and flowers and making people feel better.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a nice kid.
And she also knew that it was important to wash your hands after being around these people so that she didn't get sick, because that would not be great.
Yeah, she didn't manage to not get mono?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cleanly as well?
Absolutely.
What a kid.
Yeah.
What a human.
She's very advanced.
Most humans aren't even that helpful.
No.
That helpful.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And so she spent a whole week there, and by the end of it, people were starting to feel better. They were going to start to feel better anyway. But they felt even better because they knew that someone cared about them and was worried about them. And she wasn't upset that there was no popcorn, because she just wanted to help the people be better.
Wow.
So that everyone could get back to their lives.
But she wanted some popcorn.
Of course she wanted some popcorn.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's popcorn.
Well, and the thing is that at the end of the week, she was leaving to go back home, and the people of Kettleburg were so grateful for her coming and showing her support that they gave her a huge supply of popping corn that they had stocked up.
Yes!
Yeah.
Woo!
Best day ever.
Oh, yeah.
And so she came back to Hamforton, and to remember the name of the kingdom, with a lot of popping corn.
Yeah.
And they had a celebration in Hamforton where they popped a bunch, made it into kettle corn.
Did they put butter on it?
I'm not 100% sure how you make kettle corn. It's kind of sweet.
Oh.
Like vaguely sweet.
Yeah.
It's quite good.
Yeah.
And they had a huge celebration throughout the town. And everybody just really appreciated how kind and wonderful
Did they
Flora
floss
was.
afterwards? Because you get seeds in your teeth when you have popcorn. Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure that you floss when you eat popcorn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be dangerous to not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And painful.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I think that's the end of the story.
Yeah? She got a bunch of popcorn.
She got a bunch of popcorn.
People
and she helped people, which is the most important thing.
Their mono.
Yep.
Well, that was lovely. What's the name of that story?
I think it had a name at the beginning. It's something about the story of Flora, the princess who really liked popcorn, especially kettle corn.
Oh, okay. What was the name of my story?
It had one.
The many jobs of the Grim Reaper. Great.
Yeah.
That was the name of my story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is all then. That is the 2 stories of the day.
Yep.
I just to let you know, we get our story ideas from storynotstorypodcast@gmail.com or twitter.com/storiesinbed, facebook.com/storynotstory, instagram.com/storynotstorypodcast.
Yeah. Or you could leave a comment on our YouTube page if you're listening to this on YouTube.
Yes, or you can watch us live on younow.com/wheezywaiter.
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah.
At least this once.
Maybe more than maybe.
Probably again.
Maybe every time.
Maybe every time. Maybe half the time.
Maybe half the time.
Who knows?
I know. I don't know.
You don't know.
And we have a Patreon page. Patreon.com/storynotstory.
We do have a Patreon page.
Yes. And I think that is all for today.
Is there anything else that you want to say?
Happy birthday. Is it your birthday?
Yes, it's my birthday. No, it's not my birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was there something else I was supposed to say?
No.
Oh, you were looking at me like it was. A happy anniversary. Oh, I don't.
No.
No.
No, there's nothing else. I just wanted to give you space in case, you wanted to, drop some truth bombs.
Well, hey, listen, everybody needs to floss, okay? It's good for you.
Yeah.
It's good for you. You have bad breath. You might have bad breath because you don't floss.
Are you trying to say something right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. And yeah, thanks for listening.
Hey, you know when a good time is to floss?
Nighttime?
Before you go to bed.
Yeah.
So, good night.